Can rock and roll and religion coexist? Hello everyone and welcome to Movie Reviews by Josh. My name is Josh Terry and today I want to talk about a documentary called New York Doll, which is the story of a rock and roll bass player from the 1970s who eventually joined the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. Now a little bit of background on this. Over the last, good month or so, I've been enjoying a series that's on Amazon Prime. They're free with your Prime membership, and they're called the Classic Album series. And one by one, they pick out classic albums like U2's Joshua Tree. They also the Who's Next was another one. Cream's Disraeli Gears. All of these great albums, and they're just about an hour long, and they're all kind of talking about how they were made, and they interview all the band members, and they're really, really well done. Great series. So this is kind of a second endorsement, all right? In the process of watching these, I was looking around at some similar customers also watch type of stuff, and I came across a documentary that I haven't seen in quite some time, which is called New York Doll. This came out in 2005. It was directed by a guy named Greg Whiteley, and it's a profile of a former member of the New York Dolls, which was kind of considered a pioneering kind of glam rock, pre-punk, proto-punk band from the early 1970s out of New York City, naturally, that influenced a lot of bands to come. A lot of punk bands, a lot of new wave bands, a lot of the bands that much more celebrated in the 1980s, a lot of them give credit for their inspiration, at least in part, to the New York Dolls. The thing about the Dolls, though, is that they didn't last very long. They imploded fairly quickly, and only one or two members actually saw some continued success after that. One of them who did not see the success was a guy named Arthur Kane. He was their bass player. His nickname is Killer. And after the band broke up, he never got to enjoy the fruits of his labors, so to speak, and life didn't go so well for him. And this documentary catches him in the early 2000s, I believe it said, and it finds him in a very, very different place than you would expect. Along the way, he dealt with alcoholism and various other troubles until in the early 1990s he joined the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints and went from ex-proto-punk bass player to religious volunteer at the Family History Center. And just a really, really sweet story, and it's much more than its opening hook. I mean, the catchy pitch for the documentary is the idea of, well, this guy used to be in New York and used to have kind of like this punk rock and roll lifestyle, and now he's a religious guy and he's serving at the Los Angeles Temple and all this kind of thing. And that's absolutely a big part of it. And one of the things that's really interesting about the documentary is seeing the juxtaposition of interviews with Kane's former associates and old friends and old bandmates against the people that he works at the temple with. And that's a lot of fun. It's very, very interesting. However, what is really, really great about this documentary, and the reason I'm recommending it is one that you definitely need to go and check out if you have any interest in music. Even if you don't have a whole lot of interest in music or rock history, what's great about this is that it is really the story of redemption that goes beyond just his conversion, because his church conversion was only a part of his story, because even after that, he continued to struggle with his feelings towards his former bandmates, in particular the lead singer David Johansen, who you may remember from a little cameo in the movie Scrooge with Bill Murray back in, I want to say, 1990. So since Kane never enjoyed any of that same success, he became very jealous and very bitter. And a lot of New York Doll, the documentary, is the story of him reconnecting with his old bandmates and learning how to forgive and finding a chance to bond and to play again and to restore friendships. And it's a lot more than you would expect on the surface. Of course, I don't want to give away anything more because there are some interesting twists in this story. And in particular, the finale is really something that packs a punch. Beyond that, you want to stick around for the closing credits as well, because there's a special scene over those credits. I'm not going to give any details about it, but it is just a very, very touching, very, very sweet, and just a perfect ending. So really glad that I stumbled on this the other day, and I think that, like I said, especially if you have any kind of an interest in the New York Dolls or the music of the 1970s, but even beyond that, if you just appreciate a great character sketch about a person looking for redemption and trying to find his way to forgive and to reconnect with people in his life that mean a lot to him, there's a lot to offer here for most anyone. And that's why I'm gonna give this one a solid 4 stars out of 4. It was really, really a great movie. Comparatively short as a documentary. It's only about an hour and 15, an hour and 20 minutes long. But like I said, stick around for all of it because there's even something in the credits that's worthwhile. It's rated PG-13 for mostly just a little bit of scattered language here and there. Nothing too serious that should be very off-putting. But yeah, go check it out. So what's your favorite band from the 1970s? Go ahead and leave your answer in the comments below. And on your way out, make sure to subscribe and keep your notifications on so you can see all the videos as they are ready. Thanks again. This has been Movie Reviews by Josh. Take care.